Hello everyone. You got to see this video, okay? I've been for a while studying, and all I have to say is, what? Recognize this? Yeah, the Eye of Horus. Please, let me show you a bit of what I'm thinking, and then you make your mind up, okay? So, let's see what is this pineal gland that every human being has inside its brain. Listen, when you see this, maybe you'll start to get a picture. Remember, I'm not going to try and explain what's this from a scientific view because I'll fail. Okay, so let's see. The pineal gland. Okay, the pineal gland, also known as the pineal body, conorium or epiphysis cerebri. Look at the names. So, this is the pineal gland. Everybody has it inside the brain, okay? Look at this. The pineal gland was commonly called the third eye for many reasons, including its location deep in the center of the brain and its connection to light. Stay with that. To light via the circadian rhythm and melatonin secretion or secretion. Many spiritual traditions believe it serves as a connection between the physical and spiritual worlds. Wow. And this has been a scientific proof, okay? That's, wow, hitting everybody in the scientific world. Wow, what do you mean? They think it's where you get your spiritualism, you know? I think this was in the Bible many thousands of years ago, before anything of this. I'm going to show you that. But let me show you first a little bit, what is this? Okay? You get the picture now. This is the best video that I think I've collected for explaining this. Look at this.
Scientific proof that's backing up that spiritual enlightenment comes from our pineal gland, known as the third eye, and depicted as ancients as the seat of the soul. And here with more is spiritual coach Ronnie Hatchwell. Coach, mentor, all of the above. Hi, Ronnie.
Hi.
This is so cool. You sent me this video like a few weeks ago, and it really kind of put it together in a way that, you know, we've talked about, people have talked about. It's such a massive time of change and enlightenment.
Absolutely.
What does that mean, and how does the, you know, the pineal gland kind of assist us in that process?
Well, we're going through an evolution right now. You know, I mean, human beings aren't meant to stand in the same place. But we were being used to using our 5 senses up till now, and it's very limiting because, you know, we see, we smell, we hear, but what? So the pineal gland is actually, it's located in the middle down here, and it correlates to what we call the third eye. You can't see the third eye, but it's what we call the 6th sense. That means that it's seeing beyond what the 5 senses see. And what's happened is that, I mean, this is a secret that they've known in ancient Egypt. They know it in the Vatican. Everywhere you go in the Vatican, you see this pine.
Right, and no one knew what it was. Yeah. I want to continue this because we actually have a clip from the...
See? These pines, and you've seen the stuff of the popes with a pine, and in many religions, you know, thinking it's from the Hindus or something with the hair that looks like pine, you know. The Eye of Horus.
This video talking about just this, it's fascinating.
Amazing.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
I wonder if the pine cones that we put in the Christmas traditions has anything to do with that as well.
Many ancient esoteric traditions and mystical schools knew of the potential of the pineal. The ancient Greeks believed it to be our connection to the realms of thought. Buddhists know it as a symbol of spiritual awakening. In Hinduism, the pineal connects with the third eye chakra, the seat of intuition and clairvoyance. Jesus proclaimed that the eye is the lamp of the body, so then if your eye is clear, your whole body will be full of light. If Rene Descartes is right, and the pineal gland is indeed the seat of the human soul, then these traditions are correct in believing that it serves as the connecting link between the physical and spiritual worlds.
See the hair? Pine.
Fascinating. It's
Amazing.
fascinating. And why has science, like Western science, had such a hard time kind of saying, okay, there's something to this?
Well, because somebody who deals in the spirit just has to say, I've had an experience, and he believes it, and he doesn't have to
Pine.
prove anything. The scientist has to prove it. He has to say, look, I can see it, it's here, I'm holding it, it's tangible. But what's happened now is that science has come to a point where it has to start correlating what the spiritual world has been saying all along, because they've reached a standpoint. That's what quantum physics is, you know.
Shape of the
We
pine.
say a mirror, you know, what I give out comes back to me. So they have to show a mirror, light going on it and coming back. They have to prove it. It's not that
Now, you see this picture? You see the Eye of Horus? This is where they get the shape of the Eye of Horus. See, in those times when they used to mummify, see the pharaohs, you know, they used to cut the brain in half. And when you cut the brain in half, there is your pineal gland. And look at the shape of it. See? It's totally the same as the shape of the Eye of Horus. See, look at that. Look at this. This is the brain. See? Look at the Eye of Horus. It's the same.
they're behind, it's just that they need to understand.
See? All the stuff with the pine. It's all the pine.
Spiritualism doesn't have to understand, it only needs to experience.
Now, you can see the whole videos. Now, when you see this stuff, you can look it up for yourselves, okay? This video is from I24 News, English. You can watch it in full, it's just 12 minutes. I don't want to make this video, very long. Why am I saying all this? On the pineal gland, the spiritualism. Is it in the Bible as well? Because there's a place where Jacob wrestled, I think, with an angel, okay? And a place where he called it the house of God. That was Bethel. Let me show you here. See? Peniel and Bethel. See, Jacob is a classic example of a man whom God succeeded in breaking. He had 2 meetings with God, one at Bethel and the other at Peniel. Bethel means the house of God, a type of the church. See, we, us, inside. And Peniel means the face of God. Now, I've seen many documentaries where they go to places in Jordan that they say that it seems to be the place Peniel, Maybe that was the location where Jacob had that vision, and they called that place Peniel. But was it like that? Let's look at the script. See? This is wrestling with God. But remember, is he actually wrestling with God? Is the angel inside of him? Or is he actually seeing an angel? What is an angel? Many forms of angel. Listen to this. See? So Jacob called the name of the place Peniel. See? Peniel. Spells the same. It's Peniel. See? Pineal. Also known as pineal body. See? Pineal. The pineal or pineal. See? Gland. So, is it the same? No. Just look at the verse. For I have seen God face to face. See, he's seen God in the pineal gland. And my life is preserved. His life was spared. Just as he crossed over Peniel, the sun rose on him. It's a metaphor, I think. It says about the light, the enlightenment. And he's saying that Peniel, the sun rose on him, and he limped on his hip. Therefore, to this day, the children of Israel do not eat the muscle that shrunk, which is on the hip socket. Sorry, because he touched the socket of Jacob's hip in the muscle that shrunk. See, maybe he was inside. He was having this dream or this vision from inside, and this place called Peniel. See, face of God. Peniel, face of God, same as Peniel. And the sun rose on him. Oh, in Jordan, see, the name Peniel, pronounced Pen-Aiz-Le, is a Hebrew word meaning face of God. Peniel is the place on the Jabbok River in what is now Jordan, where according to the Old Testament book of Genesis, Jacob wrestled with the angel of the Lord and received the blessing. But was it really a place? Was it really a place? Because if you come to the other verse, okay, this is when Jacob, he had a dream, he went into a sleep, and he saw a ladder. Look at this, please. Maybe you start to understand this. I'll read from here, okay? So he came to a certain place and stayed there all night, because the sun had set. And he took one of the stones of that place and put it on his head, and he lay down in that place to sleep. Then he dreamed, and behold, a ladder was set up on the earth, and its top reached to heaven. You think that really a ladder coming to the earth, to wherever heaven is, from all the galaxies you see, or is it a metaphor again? A symbol. Listen to this. Then he dreamed, and behold, a ladder was set up on the earth, and its top reached to heaven. They say that the pineal gland here, this is the house of God. See, it's heaven. And the angels of God were ascending and descending on it. A ladder. Please. I got to show you this. Wait. Look at this. See, maybe he saw this ladder. See, a spine cord. This is what he saw, reaching up to heaven, where our pineal gland is, up here. See, this is what he saw. I'm sure of it. See, this is the ladder that he saw. And wow, look at this, because he said that Jesus is the light, is the enlightenment. This is what the spiritualism gets its religions and stuff, like yoga, and they use this gland for enlightenment. Maybe this is what Jesus meant. He presides inside you. If you accept Jesus, you make a relationship with him, I bet you anything that it's the pineal gland what starts to enlighten you in Christ. See, it says that he lives inside you. So all the metaphors maybe is talking about the human body. This is maybe the ladder that he saw. You can see angels are not affected by time, space, or matter, They can be any size, anywhere. Maybe he saw angels, ascending and descending upon it. Those are the angels that control your body inside. There are many forms of angels. Control the weather, control everything. So, is this what Jacob saw? This is what I'm trying to explain. It's the pineal gland, everything this connected to our human body, our temple inside. As it says in Corinthians, do you know that you are the temple of God, and that the Spirit of God dwells in you? And if anyone defiles the temple of God, God will destroy him. For the temple of God is holy, which temple you are. If you don't want to get that enlightenment from this gland or whatever, that's why many people don't see beyond or don't come to Christ, because they want to accept all this, or they are doing evil deeds, evil thoughts. It's when you start to change, it's that maybe that gland starts to enlighten you. That's what maybe Jesus meant by enlighten, And this is why other religions or other cultures or whatever they do, this spiritualism, got to do with the gland. Nothing got to do with Christ. This is a scientific breakthrough, and it's spoken in the Old Testament as a symbol. It's not a ladder was set up on the earth. Maybe it was this. It was talking about this, trying to reach that. Wow. You come here. See? Bethel. Okay? That is where he saw the ladders going up to heaven. in Bethel. See? He called this place Bethel. Look at this. I'm going to read a little bit more. Maybe you understand now. Okay? And behold, the Lord stood above it, above this ladder, and said, I am the Lord God of Abraham your father, and Isaac. The land on which you lie, I will give to you and your descendants. Also your descendants shall be as the dust of the earth. And so on, and so on. And he says, behold, I am with you, and will keep you wherever you go, and will bring you back to this land. Then Jacob awoke from his sleep and said, surely the Lord is in this place, and I did not know it. And he was afraid and said, how awesome is this place? This is none other than the house of God, and this is the gate of heaven. See? The ladder he was seeing, and on top is where God dwelt. The gates of heaven. See, look at this. Even Albert Einstein says that the cosmic web looks somewhat like a human brain. See, if only we could use more percentage of our brain. Now, the age, traditional age or the supposed age of Jesus Christ being 33 years old, a very coincidence that the vertebrae column of a spine are made of 33. Yes? And apparently we have an oil inside our vertebrae, they call it the Jesus oil. No, this is the ladder that Jacob saw. So angels sending and descending. See, this is what they do. You imagine God in a place in heaven. Yes, he has the power, but listening to everybody's mind. Listen, that's why we are made part divine and part from the earth, from his creations. He made us from both. See, that's why when we die, spirit's taken to God and we return to the dust of his creation. Wow, scientific breakthrough. You know, wow. Now look at this. Then Jacob rose early in the morning and took that stone that he put on his head, set it as a pillar, and poured oil on top of it. And he called the name of that place Bethel. But the name of the city has been Luz, previously. Luz, light. House of God, Bethel. See, I'm not saying, listen. Remember, I'm nobody special. I'm just saying, if these are symbols talking about our earthly bodies inside. But Jesus, every time he said that we are the church, we are the temple inside. And God lives inside. Isn't this proof? You know, now that we have the scientific breakthrough about the pineal gland, you know, all religions apparently knew about this pineal gland. Maybe that's why we have these pines for the Christmas decorations. You know, I didn't know it till now. In my head. What? I've seen the pictures here and, you know, wait a minute. Maybe this has something to do. They knew all this time. No. Pre-flood knowledge. They knew stuff that wasn't supposed to be known to the human race. But look at this. See? Now start to understand the book of John. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God. And the Word was God. He was with God in the beginning. Christ. Through him all things were made. Without him nothing was made that was made. In him was life, and that life was the light of all mankind. See, the light of all mankind. You know, he's here. You know, if we get to him, he will enlighten us. I'm sure all these symbols means that. Now with this science breakthrough about this pineal gland, you know, it's got everything to do with our consciousness, everything we dream. Hey, come on. How did God reach Joseph? You know, in the times of famine, 7 years of famine and plenty. Through there. You know, and he was the first command of the Egyptian Pharaoh Joseph. Wow. The Eye of Horus coming later to a tradition to the Egyptians. And Jacob's ladder. I'm not saying that this is, maybe it's a spiritual ladder that he saw, but hey, what? Come on. Something going on here, no? Yeah? Peniel, and he saw God face to face in this Peniel. No. 2 or 3 chapters before. You see him sleeping, you know, and a ladder was set upon the earth, see, upon the earth, and it stopped, reached to heaven, and the angels of God were ascending and descending on it. And behold, the Lord stood above it, of the ladder, and said, I am the Lord God of Abraham, your father. And Jacob woke up and said, surely the Lord is in this place. So he has a place, that's the house of God. You know, here, Bethel. And here where he saw, in Peniel, God face to face, in that Gland. Look. See? Come on. Look at this. Small clip.
If someone told you that in your brain is an organ not bigger than a pea that holds the potential to release the most potent, joyous drugs and unleash your potential to be 100% present, at peace, and focused all the time, the negative emotions that we all feel are the result of chemical and hormonal imbalances in our brains. And one small organ located right in the center of our brain's 2 hemispheres holds the key to release our infinite potential to better ourselves. That small pea-sized organ is called the pineal gland. Scientifically, this secretory circumventricular organ is responsible to produce melatonin, a hormone that modulates our sleep pattern. But when worked correctly, the pineal gland could lead you to a gateway between your physical and spiritual self. In many ancient scriptures and cultures, there has always been a mention of the third eye. The spot right between our 2 eyes holds the power to visualize the divine and sacred. What if...
See? That's a small illustration about what spiritualism in other cultures they do with this and the yoga and all this stuff. Listen, this is where Christ and God reside in you. Nothing to do with other religions. This is what they meant. It was in the Old Testament, very long time ago before all this. You know, this is what Jesus tried to tell us. People who come to him, you know, that's why I say all the time, don't come to religion, come to him. He is inside of you, and he will guide you. And I again will tell you, if you are comfortable going to religions and congregations, all that is good. But don't let people make statements and doctrines and, you know, just study everything they show you. You study by yourself. You know, she's right. You know. These healings they do, you know, are they genuine? You know, is it God's spirit that's doing the, you know, test all the spirits? You know, there's many diseases going on around the world. That's what I'm trying to say. Check everything, test everything. Yeah? So, listen, I'm not a professional. I don't know if I explain it well, but it's just to let you know so you can put some things together now and say, what? Wait a minute. So that's why he said to be holy, try and be holy. Just imagine that this is true. God sees everything, every movement, everything you're doing. That's why in Judgment Day, he's going to expose every secret, everything you've ever kept from everybody. It's because he's in you. See, he could see inside Noah. Wow. No, it's because he's there in every one of us. That's why Satan told Eve, you know, you shall be as God. You know, but he tried to explain it in another manner so we can use this gift for other things. Nothing to do with God. You know, It's for other pleasures, other minds, get rich, high intelligence. Nah. So, just wanted to do that because I'm doing a video of Donald Trump. I think he's a kind of king for the Jews. And please, you cannot make this up. What I'm going to show you of Donald Trump, you cannot make this up. And he was just a normal guy, eh? They used to be in boxing and fights, and a normal guy. If you look back, you say, how can this person be of such importance? Yeah, that's the deal. That's the deal. Where whatever you don't expect it, that's where he comes. So, please, he's the light of all mankind. He's Christ. You know, the most humble, you know, the teachings he did, you cannot compare no one on the planet Earth. The humbleness, the goodness in him, you cannot read it anywhere else. The light, he's the light, shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it, no, did not comprehend it. The true light that gives light to everyone was coming into the world. This is what John was trying to prophesy. He was speaking about John the Baptist. He was not the light, but he was a witness to the light. And Jesus always said the light, you know. It's the light, the enlightenment. But everybody says you get the enlightenment into another dimension. No, it's no other dimensions. That's why God said, be careful with witchery and all this stuff. You know, people use it for other stuff. Remember, nuclear fusion could be used for so many good stuff, but they use it for nuclear bombs. Try to get the picture. So, house of God, pineal gland. It's where he saw God face to face. Yeah. Because it cannot be a place. Because in the New Testament it said that no one has seen God, only Christ. He is in there with him. He reigns with him. He's inside you. Whatever are 2 or 3 speaking in my name, there I shall be with you. With you. Speaking in his name, he appears. Yep. Even the Jews said that their beliefs, you know, is that all humanity will know the knowledge of God. How are you going to do that? You're going to send us all to school at the same time? Must be that gland. Yeah? Boom. Out of cross. Through Christ. Yeah? He's the humblest man who ever lives. Good. He will see you right now and give you a hug in your heart that stays. What's wrong with that? I don't know. You know, why other religions can't be. Listen. Investigate. All of them. And you will see the difference. You will see the difference. And the difference is that he came for all those people of all cultures, all religions. He tried to explain that he was the one, the truth. Came to testify to the truth. You know, to be good like him. But we live in this world that the true meaning of being good is distorted, you know. The thoughts of men. Yeah, the thoughts. Many people don't do actions, but you know, how many people have thoughts, you know, trying to get somebody and break him in half. Many of us, sometimes evil thoughts creeps in, you know, and when we realize what we were just thinking, how could I think that? That's the devil. So, remember, the good and the bad. Yeah. It's the good and the ugly. It's the good, and then there's me. I just want to put this small clip, okay? So you can research yourself about this pineal gland. Is it what Jacob saw? No. Is it the vertebrae, the ladder that he saw coming to heaven? This is heaven. You know, the brain is like the universe. We still haven't explored nothing of this potential thing. The brain, the human brain. The eye of Horus. You know what I mean. You know what I mean, Jan says. The eye of Horus. Okay. I love you all. Take care. And tonight I'll prepare another video. And love you all. Okay?